Or, or, oh, hello, I'm here of Vortex. As you're probably aware, FNaF turned 10 years old on the 8th of August. And of course, they did multiple things in the week leading up to the special birthday, such as a spin off, an interview with Scott Coffin hosted by Darko, and remakes for fan games. And I know I'm kind of late to the party, but with FNaF being 10 years old, I thought it would be a good time to talk about the story of the first Five Nights at Freddy's game and how it was made. Well, let's begin today's episode of. Before we talk about the game's development, let's talk about the game's creator, Scott Braden Coffin, a devoted Christian man who studied computer graphics at the Art Institute of Houston and used those skills to animate Christian films. He later taught himself how to make games using the Click Team Fusion engine, an engine used to make click-and-point games. With this new skill acquired, he made multiple Christian games such as The Desolate Hope and Pilgrim's Progress. Two RPGs that had Christian themes and both were highly praised by critics and players alike. But even though these games were well received, they were not financially successful enough to support Scott Coffin's family at the time. So he took a quantity over quality approach by making short and cheap games so that he could earn a bit of pocket change to support his family. He released multiple games until he eventually released a game called Chipper and Sons Lumber Co., a game that was negatively received by critics and players who insulted it for its character designs. This caused Scott Coffin to lose motivation for making games for a while, but after he rebuilt his confidence, he took one last chance at making a game. It of course was made to be a short experience similar to most of his games at the time, but he got the inspiration for the game from an unlikely place. Scott took inspiration from the reviews of Chipper, such as making the enemies of the game be animatronics, to reflect the reviews that stated the characters from Chipper look like scary animatronics. Even at one point he wanted the fourth animatronic to be a beaver, but he decided not to because he felt that was too obvious of a reference to Chipper. He made the game have 5 levels called nights, which would increase in difficulty on each night. He also had his kids beta test the game, along with himself and his friends to ensure the game's quality. He also added a bit of story just in case he wanted to make sequels, which he eventually did. He then submitted it on Steam's Greenlight system, and as he waited for a response on Steam, he decided to make a trailer and demo for the game, and eventually releasing the game on IndieB and Desera on the 8th of August of 2013. And it was later approved on Steam on the 20th of August of that year. Considering the fact that the franchise is 10 years old, we obviously know how well it did, but it wouldn't hurt to recap its reception. But before we talk about that, let's talk about why people loved the first game so much by talking about the gameplay. The first game revolved around you playing as a security guard that worked a night shift at a Chuck E. Cheese inspired pizzeria. As the phone guy mentions, the animatronics tend to get a bit quirky at night as they roam around the pizzeria. They were also bloodthirsty and hated security guards, which was really bad considering your character's occupation. So you had access to free tools, a camera that allowed you to see where the animatronics were, 2 security doors that you could use to prevent animatronics from entering your office, and lights to see if any animatronics were about to enter your office. Using these tools to survive, along with making sure your power didn't run out. So yeah, pretty easy.
That was so close!
Or not. As each animatronic had our own mechanics and patterns for each night, let's go through each of them one at a time. Chica the big yellow bird with a cupcake that's too OP in the movie, and Bonnie the guitar playing blue rabbit were active on this night, and they attacked from the east and west halls respectively. But they weren't that active as you could even listen to the phone guy without being attacked by them. Foxy the pirate is a bit active on this night, but he had to be constantly watched at Pirate Cove while he would rush down the west hall. Freddy would only attack if the player ran out of power before the night ends. He would take his time to kill you as he would play his song before he attacks. Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy would become more active, making this night a bit more challenging. The three animatronics that were active from night 1 are even more active, but now the main boy himself, Frederick Fazbear, will move around, attacking from the East Hall. Freddy will be less active on this night, but the other animatronics will be more active. All animatronics are extremely active. This was the mode where the animatronics were the most active and served as a final ultimate challenge for anyone who beat the main 5 nights. It was a night that allowed you to customize how hard or easy you wanted the night to be. The goal of each night was the same: survive from 12 to 6 AM without letting any animatronics get in. There's also a secret 5th animatronic called Golden Freddy that had a 1 out of 100,000 chance of spawning in your office every time you looked at camera 2B, and he would kill you if you didn't lift up your monitor when he showed up. And if he killed you, your game would crash. Well, now that we're done recapping the gameplay, let's talk about the reception. It was well received by critics for its unique take on horror games. Many YouTubers such as Markiplier, Cory Kenshin, and Jacksepticeye gained millions of views on their Let's Plays, making the game well known. And Scott made $7.5 million on Steam, which was more than enough to help Scott support his family. So yeah, it made an impact on Scott's life. How about everyone else's? Well, it made a lot of YouTubers gain a lot of popularity from their funny reactions to the jump scares, the well-crafted theories, and incredible music. Due to its appeal to different age demographics, it was loved by people of all ages. Due to this, it gained many sequels, books, spin-offs, and even a movie. Not only that, but it made millions of its merchandise. Five Nights at Freddy's is a great franchise, and I hope it only gets better, and I'm glad it became 10 years old. Well, that's all I have on today's episode of The First in Gaming. If you enjoyed, subscribe and ring the notification bell if you want to see more videos. Comment on the video to show how you felt about it. Follow me on Instagram where I go by Hero the Giga Chat, and check out my other videos while you're here. Anyway, later nerds.